Yeah, kind of. It's what happened in 20, right? We had a little bit of experience with that in 20. So you lose a team or two that you normally played that we're not playing unless we see them in the championship game. But
make sure you play Syracuse though.
yeah. Still going up there. So no, it's good. I mean, that was the decision that was made, and so you just embrace it. And we got a tough schedule. I mean, there's a bunch of good teams and a bunch of good quarterbacks. I mean this. I think what was there? There was maybe 12 starting quarterbacks in the NFL from the ACC this year, and most of any conference. And if you look at our league this year, there's a bunch of guys that are going to be playing at the next level in this league again. This is a really good quarter. Some of these guys have been around forever, and they're still going. So I think there's a lot of good quarterbacks, and we're playing. It seems like we play a bunch of them, a bunch of good teams, and it's a talented league, a bunch of talented coaches, and it's not going to be easy for sure.
Do you have a preference with divisions versus no divisions where the conference is concerned?
Yeah, I was always, more for the division side, for different reasons, but it's not that big a deal to me. I mean, it's, whatever. I kind of liked the opportunity, to compete for that division, and there's pluses and minuses, but it is what it is, and that's where we are, and let's go play.
Is the plan still a redshirt Vizzina?
Yes, our plan. That's what we hope to do. I mean, we're super excited about, where we are at that position, and that's why we don't plan to sign a quarterback in this 24 class, but we hope that CV can be our 23 signee and our 24 signee, if you will, and it really kind of sets us up with a good situation with Cade being a junior and him being a redshirt freshman. I mean, which tells you how we feel about CV. I mean, I think we got a great player right there, and he's a young guy, and but who knows what's going to happen, right? I mean, that's as I said earlier, it rarely goes according to the script, but that's certainly something that we hope to be able to do, and get him some playing time, get him some experience. But Helms and Paul have got to be able to really bridge that gap for us. And I haven't even had a chance to see. Hunter had a great spring, but I didn't really get a chance to see Paul because he had the thumb. So I'm excited to see him. I haven't had a chance to really see him, and so look forward to seeing him out there competing as well.
The landscape of college football is going to be very different when we're standing here again a year from now. So just what is it like from a coach's perspective to see this sport continue to evolve so much? It's been wild. I mean, it hadn't been boring, that's for sure. It's been a interesting few years in college football, and eventually, I mean, I think we're heading in a good direction, in a good spot. I mean, there's just sometimes you got to go through some chaos to really, get to the right spot, and I think we'll get there eventually. But this time next year it'll be exciting. This is the last year of the Final Four, and I mean for me personally, and last year we came up. I mean, literally, we're 1 point away, a fumbled punt return, a fumbled kick return, a play here or there from being in the playoff. And there's one more left of the Final Four, and man, it would be really cool for us to make it this year and be able to say we went to 7 out of 9 Final Fours when that era ends, because I don't think we'll ever see that era again, right? Like, you usually go back. You rarely go back. So, I think if anything, it'll go from 12 to, whatever, 16 or 14 or whatever's next. But so this is kind of an end of an era, and it'll be awesome to be able to draw on that experience as we do get into a new era next year. But it's exciting. I mean, it's been fun, and I think people are excited about college football. As much craziness as we have going on and chaos as we have going on, people still talk about it, and there's a lot of passion and a lot of interest, and it's exciting to be a part of it.
And propose to cut the transfer window in half. I imagine that would make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I think we haven't had a lot of issues with that, but I do think that, we just need a little more order there. And again, probably one of the biggest things that hopefully we'll have some type of different governance structure at some point, which I think can help in some of those areas. But we're fortunate because we haven't lost a starter yet. Guys have stayed here, so we really haven't had to deal with it a whole lot outside of a couple of guys. But that is something I think that makes a little more sense to cut that down some.
It's been a long time for bringing you guys to Clemson by your coaching staff. But what was it about here that you built the trust? And I mean, of course, he has the accolades, but the trust that you bring him into the fold.
Yeah, I mean, I always start internally in relationships. That's never going to change, but it's got to be feasible. It's got to be the right fit. It's got to be timing, all those type of things. I mean, I've hired lots of guys, outside of Clemson ties or even a personal relationship. I didn't know Chad Morris from anybody. I didn't know him at all. I had zero knowledge of him when I hired him. I didn't know Brent Venables. There's been a lot of people. Obviously, I knew Tony and I knew Jeff, and we won more games in a 5-year period, and those guys had never called a play a day in their life. You're not always right, but you make decisions that you're convicted in at the time. But Garrett was no different. I just felt like that when I made the change that he was what we needed, and the opportunity was the right fit for him and the right timing for us. And I think we've got some other really, really talented guys on our staff that are kind of heading in that direction. But just like when I brought Chad in, it was the right fit and the right timing and the right need. Same thing when I brought Kevin Steele here. He was the right fit and the right need and the right timing. Same thing when I brought Brent here. We've had a lot of different guys in and around this program, whether they were Clemson ties or not. But I certainly love to hire people that I have relationships with, and I love to hire. Anytime I have an opportunity to hire a former player, I love that too, when they deserve it.
Anybody else? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Okay.